we'll turn everything on. Now you're being live. Now our voices are being live streamed.
Excellent. Well, as we were just discussing, with AI capturing everything, I may be the face of Judaism moving forward.
I wonder how AI is going to change you in the process of capturing it.
You know,
Probably getting long with a beard or too long a beard.
a beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it should be, right? Isn't that? See, I've been paying attention. Huh.
It's like the patriarchs are like old folks.
True. Okay. Well. Oh, let's see here. See me let that fall? I let it fall.
A few weeks back, I went on YouTube and it's like, there's at least 4 that I know. And then there's others I've heard. But it's all instantaneous. It's nice. I like that. And I like that there's so many traditional ones and so many new ones that people make it all the time. Yeah, no, I try to be prepared. And I was double checking some of the grants, assistant teaching stuff that I remember right on the meeting. So I have because there's a bunch of stuff out there. Judaism 101 tomorrow. And Torah service with
I'll pencil in the 20-minute. Yep. All right. Oh, we're way overdue. All right. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good and how pleasant it is that brothers and sisters dwell together. Thank you for joining me tonight, and thank you, anyone who might be joining us online. This is the monthly second service on of the second Friday of the month, following the children's service earlier. As you all know, or you would not be here at 7:15. They have lit candles for us earlier, so we will not light them ourselves. May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Join me on page 138, if you will. For L'chad Odi, this congregation does stanzas 1, 5, and 9, and we face, as you will know, face the door for the 9th one. L'chad Odi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamur v'zechur b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el cham yuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem ol tiferet v'lithilah. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Kiva ore kumi uri shir daberi, Kavod Adonai ala yignigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Rise. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'tzochala, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Turn to page 142 as you take a seat. And go ahead and be seated. And let's welcome some Shabbat angels with us here tonight. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Baruni l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Sem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Pardon me. Turn the page to 144 in the Hatzi Kaddish. Pardon me. Yit gadol v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirotei v'yamlik malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael. Bagala, uvizman kariv, vimeru, Yeheshmei Rabba mevarak, le'al amulal me'al maya, yitbarak v'yishtabak, v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vita dar, vita le, vita lal, shemed kudisha, brichu, le'ela min kol birchata vashirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'alma, v'meru. Rise for the Baruch Hu on page 146. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu Adonai, Amorah, Baruch Adonai, Amorah, Amorah, Leolam Vayeh. Amevora, Amevora, Leolam Vayeh. Go ahead and be seated. If you turn to the page 148, 149, is there anyone here who would care to lead us in any of the English readings on either page? Mhm. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv arivim. Thank you. If you turn the page 150 or 151, is there anyone who'd care to do an English reading? Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Thank you. You'll find the Shema on the following page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. On the following page, the V'ahavta, page 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlektecha v'derek uvshokbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Ukshitavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Leman tizkiru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelochechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzi etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'hot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Find the Micha Mocha on page 158. Yam bam bam bim bim bam yada da da bim bam yam bam bam bim bim bam yada da da bim bam yada da 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 yada da da bim bam yada da 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 yada da da bim bam. Micha mocha ba'alim Adonai. Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osefele. Nora tehilot osefele. If you know how to keep going, keep going. I stall out on that next paragraph there. Apologies. On page 160 or 161, would anyone like to do one of the English readings for us? Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Find the Vishamru on page 162. Most of you have been here when I've led services. You know I have strong feelings about the Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Thank you. That was incredible. Vishamru. My heart is filled. Rise for the Amidah on page 164. We do together 164 through 168, and then silently on your own through page 180. This is the prayer. Take your time. This is the prayer to savor and add. There's no rush. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agite ivatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agite ivatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zoher Chasdei Avot V'Imavot U'Mivnei Kulah Mivnei Bneihem Leman Shemo V'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Mageh Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mikayeh hakol atah, Rav le'Hoshia, Mashif haruach u'morid hashmeshem, Mekalkel chayim b'chesed, Mechayeh hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayim emunato l'shenei afar. Michamocha ba'gevurot u'mido melech medmenit u'chayeh u'matzmiya Yeshua v'ne'eman atah lekayot. Baruch atah Adonai Mikayeh hakol. in the middle of page 179. Lo yisa goy el goy herev, lo yumedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy herev, lo yumedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy herev, lo yumedu od milchama. And again, lo yisa goy el goy herev, lo yumedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy herev, lo yumedu od milchama. Thank you. This week's Torah portion, I want to have a handout to give you, but I don't actually have access to a functioning printer right now. So instead, you're going to get read at. But this week's Torah portion, Haye Sarah, some interesting things happen. Sarah dies. Abraham buys a burial plot, the cave of Machpelah. Abraham's servant, in a 67 verse chapter, goes all the way back to the old country and finds, in like a little novel, and finds Rebecca and brings her back to marry Isaac. Abraham gets married again in the space of, I think, one verse and has 6 more sons. Then he dies, and Isaac and Ishmael together bury him, and then Ishmael has 12 sons. And that is the sort of highlights of the Torah portion. I, for thinking about, wish that I had this to hand out, but instead, we'll all just get to listen. And I'm interested in your thoughts about what's going on here, because I don't actually have an answer to present. I just have identified a problem. So when I am done reading this, I look to you for answers. There is a theme of vision going on in the last Torah portion and this Torah portion and the next Torah portion. And here are some verses that illustrate this. Genesis 16:13. Hagar has just, this is before this week's Torah portion, Hagar is fleeing her mistress, Sarai, who's been very harsh with her, and she's met by an angel who tells her to go back. And she called the Lord, who spoke to her, "You are El Roi," by which she meant, "Have I not gone on seeing after he saw me?" Therefore the well was called Be'er Lahai Roi. It is between Kadesh and Bered. The Akedah. When Abraham looked up, his eye fell upon a ram caught in the thicket by its horns. So Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering in place of his son, Isaac, who is the subject of this week's Torah portion. And Abraham named that site Adonai Yireh, whence the present saying, "On the mount of the Lord there is vision." That's Abraham's sort of pinnacle moment, but Isaac is there as well. This week's Torah portion, the servant goes and comes back with Rebekah. It says, Isaac, this is chapter 24, verse 62. Isaac had just come back from the vicinity of Be'er Lahai-Roi, this place where Hagar was, this place of vision. Nobody else goes to that place. None of the other patriarchs go there. It's Isaac. He's just come back from the vicinity of this vision place where he was settled in the region of the Negev. And Isaac went out walking in the field toward evening, and looking up, he saw camels approaching. Raising her eyes, Rebekah saw Isaac. She alighted from the camel and said to the servant, "Who is that man walking in the field towards us?" And the servant said, "That is my master." So she took a veil and covered herself, which a veil obscures vision. As well, in this Torah portion, chapter 25:11, Isaac is living, Abraham dies. It says, after the death of Abraham, God blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac settled near Be'er Lahai-Roi, this place where Hagar had this vision and was seen. And then the story we all know of Isaac so well is Isaac goes blind and can't see at all. Yes, when Isaac was old and his eyes were too dim to see, he called his older son Esau and said to him, "My son," and is then deceived, tests, turns out to be Jacob, with all of his senses except his sight, and is deceived. There is a theme here of vision around Isaac that I don't understand and that I think is not coincidental. To see, whatever the verb is, I didn't write that down, but whatever that verb is, happens like twice as often in this week's Torah portion as in most parts of Torah. And I am intrigued. And I'm curious if you have thoughts about Isaac and vision at all. This is where I do not draw conclusions, but instead engage in an awkward pause until anyone who might have a thought goes ahead and shares it. Or it will be even more awkward, and eventually I'll just, draw us to a close that we'll all be grateful for. But first, thoughts? Isaac, vision? I long for Gordon here. I did this once before, and he unloaded a drosh on me that was awesome, spontaneously. It was, yes, you were here for that. All right. Well, in the absence of clarifying thoughts, visionary thoughts on the part of the congregation, I will leave you as well to ponder Isaac and visionness. I find it very interesting that the connection between Hagar and Isaac. And I want more Isaac stories in Torah than we have. But at any rate, now I have verbally flopped around like a dead fish long enough up here that we will go ahead and and carry on with our service. You can find the Misha Barak on page 371. In the middle of the page. Let us see here. I have a Misha Barak list that our congregation is thinking of Ross Rumack, Frank Eraskin, Haley Goodstein, Micah Purdy, Susan Mermelstein, Kara Clift, Josie Lemire, Sunny Tagarian, Elliot Rivas, Diane Courtney, Gary Martin, Ginger Spiro, Leah Goodstein, Jane Fortson, Sharona Zoret, and Emmy Zechariah. If there are other people in need of healing, body or spirit, I'm sorry? Yes, feel free. And in the middle of the page, Misheberak avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberak imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Our thoughts turn to those who've departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, life and death. You will find the Mortar's Kaddish on page 598. Are there names that we are remembering this evening? Our congregation is remembering John Gurney Dorr, Hilda Harris Nathan, Philip Kaufman, David Rumack, and Edward Saunders. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Yeruteh v'yamlik maluteh, B'hayahon uvyomechon uvhaye dekol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabbah mivarak le'alam ulameh almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal Shemei dekudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata damiran balma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. For announcements, I'm going to call on Roy.
Thank you, David.
You are all welcome here. You all belong here. Our evening services are normally at 6 p.m., except on second Friday of the month when we have Rabbi Abram leading Tot Shabbat at 6 and adult service at 7:15. Our Shabbat morning services and Torah study start at 10:30 every Saturday, and there is Torah service tomorrow. So if you'd like to hear a piece of Chai Sarah, be here. Also tomorrow, is that right? Yes, this is second Friday, and yet tomorrow is third Saturday. Magic of numbers. So Judaism 101 with Rabbi Abram is available via Zoom from 9 to 10 a.m. This month's topic is Judaism and social justice, and that's Zoom only. Religious schools on Sunday are taking place. There are Hebrew classes at 9:30, followed at 10 o'clock by the rabbi's Shabbat time machine, which is, by the way, our largest service during the entire week, is Shabbat time machine. We fill all of these chairs. Yes. He got written up in the URJ publication for his Shabbat time machine. There are classes for all ages afterwards, including an adult discussion that Simon Rose, thank you, Simon Rose is leading. Let's see. Also, this Sunday after that, from noon to 3, is Mitzvah Mall, and that's right here. Mitzvah Mall is near to my heart. I particularly love, not that it would be wrong for us to ask for donations for ourselves, but I love that we open our space up here for other people to come and do the good work. So there are nonprofit corporations or nonprofit organizations that provide services in Anchorage that will be here explaining what they do and being open for donations. Organizations that do things across Alaska, other organizations that do things across the United States, others do things internationally in different places, and others are focused in particular spots like Nepal and Mali, off the top of my head. So come and join that, and you can donate for yourself, you can donate in honor of someone, and if you do that, if you like, you can get a gift. I guess you could call it a gift card, but a card done with calligraphy for the person you want to hand this to and say, I gave this money thinking of you. And people can share the good feeling of doing the good work. During the week, we have 2 morning minyan services. Wednesday morning is 8:30 to 9 via Zoom in our regular Zoom room. And Thursday morning minyan is here in person at the synagogue, followed by going to Kava Pancake House on Muldoon for those who choose to do that. Our CBS Board of Trustees meets most months on the third Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. live in our synagogue library and also via Zoom. All CBS members are welcome and are encouraged to attend. There's always a spot for public comment. So if you're a member, I would invite you please to attend. I host an informal study group Fridays after Oneg, except for double Shabbat evenings, for people wanting to improve their ability to read the Hebrew from our Siddur in the Latin alphabet transliteration. Let's see, there is that already happened. Some things are double, sorry. I also host a discussion group, mostly on Zoom, on biblical archaeology and textual source criticism. We've been meeting online roughly, not exactly, but roughly every other Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Our next one will be November 30th, and that is again in the regular CBS Zoom room. And Rabbi Oblath returns with the 6th season of Torah Uncensored. It will be Saturday, November 22nd at 1 p.m. Torah Uncensored is for adults only and meets in its own unique Zoom room. As far as I know, every other CBS Zoom event happens in the one room, but this has its own. If you're a member, you still need to register online. Registration is free for members, and there is a fee for non-members. Thanksgiving evening, the Interfaith Council of Anchorage is doing its annual Thanksgiving Eve Interfaith Gathering. This will be at First Congregational Church at 7 p.m. Wednesday the 26th, literally the evening before Thanksgiving. Lasts about an hour. They are providing tea and coffee, and it's a finger food potluck. Bring something savory, something sweet to share. There will be Christians of lots and lots of flavors. Coming in second place will be a fair number of Baha'i, and then there will be a few Jews, there will be a few Buddhists, there will be a few Muslims, there will be a few Hindus, there will be a few New Age spiritual hippies, and undoubtedly a few atheists. So it's a good time for everybody. So if you haven't ever attended that, I'd invite you to. And then, very importantly, coming up on December 7th is our CBS semi-annual meeting, starting earlier than we used to do in years past. It starts at 7 a.m. It will be in person. What did I say? 7? December 7th at 11. It's a 7-11 meeting. Thank you for catching that. It is not at 7 a.m. Baruch Hashem. Okay, I apologize. It's been a long day. December 7th, starting at 11. That will be here in person. Come if you can, but it's also broadcast live via Zoom. Important things are happening that affect our entire synagogue. During this meeting, coming up probably about the first thing will be election of Board of Trustee members. There are 6 open seats, so please, if you're a member, please vote. You'll be receiving an emailing shortly with the names of the people who are on the slate, and thankfully it looks like we have more candidates running than we have seats, which always makes me feel good. Yay, it's a good problem. So you'll get to vote for 6, up to 6. You have to vote for 6, but up to 6. And there can be nominations from the floor as well by our bylaws. And by the end of the meeting, the nomination committee will have tallied those and will be able to announce live by maybe 1 o'clock or whenever we might be done, who the top 6 vote getters are. Second, also very important thing is approval of updates to our articles of incorporation. It turns out, I'm glad someone spotted it, our articles of incorporation, well, I shan't describe it out loud. Let me just say we violate time and space. It's a physics violation, so we must update our articles of incorporation. So please come and vote on that. And additionally, we will continue what started with the town hall meeting. Was that just a week ago? Just a week ago, talking about dues structure. And it's broadly the context of producing enough dues to help support our synagogue, but we're looking at different ways that different Reformed congregations around the country are doing their dues structures nowadays. And this is going to be an ongoing conversation, followed up with a poll later, followed up with some board action. So come and learn more and please participate in the discussion. And with those few things, are there other things that I forgot that should be mentioned?
It's a lot. There's a lot going on.
It's oh, is that second night? Is that second night or a different one? Uh-huh.
The CBS rockin' a Hanukkah party, be there or be square.
Okay, so that's the 19th of December, starting at 7, you said? 6 to 8. I'm going to put it in here right now as I'm saying it. That way I will have it for next time. Yes, because that's barely a month and a couple days. Yeah, we're just burning through the calendar. Yeah. Oh, okay. Great. So, bar mitzvah on bat mitzvah. Thank you. So that will be more Torah laning from the Bima. So hooray. So great. Thank you very much. Back to you, David.
By special request, thank you, Roy. By special request, our closing song this evening. You will find on page 625, Adon Olam. You will all be shocked to hear that we are going to sing the traditional melody.
Which traditional melody will it be?
And actually, I have forgotten. It is two. Is it Adon Olam Asher Malak B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'et Nasa V'Heftzol Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'Yacharei Kitlot HaKol Levado Yimlok Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Hove Vehu Yeh Betifara Vehu Echad V'Ein Sheni Leham Shilo Lehabira Beli Reshit Beli Tachlit Velo Haoz V'Hamisra V'Hu Eli V'Chai Goli V'Tzur Hevli B'Yetzara V'Hu Nisi Umanosli Minat Kosi B'Yom Ekra B'Yado Afkid Ruchi Be'ed Yishan Ve'aira Ve'im Ruchi Ve'giati Adonai Li Ve'lo Ira. Shabbat Shalom.